against his Claude.
Yeah, this was kind of what I expected, though. You know, Atlas being open, they went and already had the Barretts, so it's like you want to also give room to your YSS. I'm wondering if they're going to put if they'll put a fighter then in that gold lane for Natco, just because you're running the YSS composition, you know, and usually we see that. Now, they could still go with the traditional marksman to go against this Claude, but what's open here? I mean, the Keto's banned out, so...
I think a Ruby might be an option.
Ruby is probably the only thing I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah. No, but Keto, they might just go for the Ruby. Or Esmeralda. Actually, if you think about it,
Esmeralda gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they go Harith.
They go Harith. Okay, so very greedy here for grabbing up from Team Vamos, but I feel like they can not be easily punished here, especially because it's Akai and the Yuzhong. In many ways, you can just evade the team fights and just farm. Obviously, with Harith, you have a lot of ways to get by the heavy spin. You have the Purify and then the natural resilience that you have as the Harith. You take less crowd control actually. So that could be an angle here that Team Vamos will be looking for.
I think the angle Team Vamos can just look for is playing how they did in Game 2. You know, they play on their highlights. It's their strength as a team to go ahead and just duke it out against a team like DFYG. We did mention that, you know, after watching Game 1, DFYG has really developed over the years that we've seen them compete on the international stage. And Game 2, I felt like, was one of those cases where they were kind of leaning in towards that old DFYG. So we'll see what ends up happening here. We're going to be jumping into Game 3. This is a decider match. Once again, who's going to be going out of Games of the Future right now? A whole lot of early action, and Z will go down first blood, going over to Fish God.
Yeah. That is the Yisenshi. Wait, Fish God is...
the Yuzhong.
Yeah, the Yuzhong. Yeah, the Yuzhong. And eventually, with the first kill, that means that with the Petrify, you will have that again in the next turtle. It's like, it's always worth it to fight if you're already level 2 as the Yuzhong, because your Petrify will be available. You have 2 skills to boot. You can, your Sha Essence procs are just so strong. And then your Petrify will now be available in the first turtle fight. So I always like it when Yuzhong players are aggressive in the first 2 levels.
Yeah, this is one of the things where if you're aggressive, you get an early kill, you essentially have control of the lane. Fishgone is en route to do that. Right now, though, not too much else happening across the map. We're still 30 seconds away from this turtle to come up here, and that's, you know, one of the things you're going to have to watch out for if you've got this Yuzhong beefed up. You know, then you've got to deal with that threat of the dragon form. Already some poking on U1. Gonna back off. Oh, they jump in forward. Arrow 404 able to pick up a kill, so now evening out the odds here. He's gonna get a little bit of extra gold too off this mid gold plating turret. Natsko going 1v1 with Lung. We'll just go back to lane. Turtles up though.
Yeah. Oh, the initiation onto Zed, but Zed survives. Unfortunate for Team Vamos out there. Did they commit the ult? So I can see it. They did commit the ult, if I am looking at it properly, because it's like inverted. And Zhao Shui will get this turtle.
Turtle's going to be secured. Daytona's welcome use. DFYG, though. I think they're going to go put pressure on this purple. Looks like they will. Arrow 404 going down. Fish God picking up another kill. And now we're going to take down this buff. Again, Fish God in that dragon form. But Yi1 goes down. Clarkoon able to pick up one himself. And just split across the map. There's a whole lot here going on. Yeah, just everywhere. I mean, they wanted to take the purple. I think, did they get the purple buff? It looked like DFYG did. But yeah, again, these are flipped right now. I know it's throwing some people off.
It's like me. Well, yeah, we'll try to use our brain power to extrapolate the proper data when you're looking at this one. But one thing is for sure, this Yuzhong is having a great time, and the EXP lane Never see the Yuzhong be successful in the early stages. It means that your control of the neutral objectives will be way higher. And DFYG likes that. DFYG, because of the Sakai that they built on, and eventually they will collect their dues with this claw that they have in the latter portions of the game. It's going to be important for them to take care of the three turtles in the early stages. Of course, you have a lot of tools to do with that. And if you're the Yuzong, you're very happy to start this good.
Yeah, you could be any XP laner, but more so if you're a Yuzhong, again, early start, gain control pretty well in there. And now for DFYG, they're going to set up for this next turtle. They already got the last one. See what they end up doing. Again, you don't see too many junglers right now picking up these utility picks, but at least for Zhao, it's serving a purpose, and that purpose right now is locking down objectives, staying alive long enough to make it happen too, and not worry too much about, you know, just getting blasted here. A little more room to work with. So now he's going to go ahead and start with the turtle. Look at this top side, though. They don't want to put pressure on Lung. It looks like Lung, actually, they're still up there. They might just trade this turtle for a fight up on the top lane as they're trying to keep things together. Turtle secured by Zhao. Zed's going to be okay, too, and in time, it looks like they'll make it back.
Yeah. Quite a tussle up top. They will try to go for Zeki, but Zeki, yeah, it's out. I think this is more of a movement for DFYG for them to be able to push up top. And especially because they have fended off Team Vamos with those pokes, it means that they can actually get the push. I think that's mission accomplished here for DFYG.
Yeah, turret going down. A little bit of a pressure here on this side of the jungle, but still, the teams are relatively even. That's definitely something that's been different so far in Game 3 in comparison to the last two games, where it was more so one-sided to favor each team. But now you're up to this point. Mid lane, some bursts coming down. Summon Force going to be used too. Golden Hour already to follow through. Zed trying to get away. He might get caught into a fight, but a good response from Zhao will keep them from following through. It looks like Team Vamos wanted to go ahead and capitalize a kill, but they weren't able to. So it results back to a reset.
Yeah. Be fine with this if you are Team Vamos. It's going to be slowly working their way into making sure that their greedy composition is going to be fight ready, because they went in for the Yisun Shin as well as the Harif. There's a lot of farm that they needed to accomplish before they are actually able to fight, but I've seen this work before, and I think it's even Team Spirit were able to make this kind of composition successful. It's the Yisun Shin with the fighter and a strong gold laner in the laning stage, which means that the Yisun Shin will have a good time when it comes to the mid game. But we'll see, because now the third turtle is upon us, and I think this is a must-win for Team Vamos.
Yeah, at this point, last turtle coming up. Again, expanding rivers for this map too. We'll bring them down to rotate quickly. Zed's gonna have to burn the flicker. They've got control around this turtle too, and it looks like Arrow 404 is gonna get here in time, using that Mountain Shocker. There's the Fatal Links into the Feathered Airstrike. They go through. He's gonna go for Zed. Zed, sliver of health. He's still gonna be able to survive. E1 secures the turtle for the team. 3 for 3, a huge knockup from Fish God, and now under the tier 1 and tier 2. Zhao was looking for more, but he's just going to force them back so we can get this turret alongside the team here for DFYG. Right now, they're winning the objectives.
Yeah. What a fight coming out from DFYG, and Fish God has been playing a perfect game. In fact, the entire series, you can say that Fish God has played so well from the EXP lane. This time, DFYG have put all of their investments into action already. Activating that claw, they were able to push a turret after winning the team fight, and because of that, they have inflated their lead to 4,000. Might even go higher as they are pushing the bottom lane, and they are looking to invade as well.
All right, let's see if they can pull this off once again. At this point, you know, it's been a lower kill game as you look at the items here too. You've got the lead right now, especially in that XP lane. That's why we were talking about those early kills that built up for Fish God are just proven to be a really difficult point for Team Famos to get through. Now, that doesn't mean to say they can't, Just more so, again, dealing with that pressure of the Black Dragon form. Once it's popped, once it comes through, it provides so much space. Not only that, but if you're clumped up around the Fatal Links that is the setup from Z, you put yourself in a very tough position to get petrified and, you know, thrown into the air and then into a Blazing Duet Feathered Airstrike. And those combinations and even that Golden Hour are working so well right now for DFYG. This is exactly what I was talking about. They already pop it. There's good burst on Arrow 404. And now Z is going to be in trouble. Chased down once again. Shaw Essence is going to be stacked up, and here comes Zhao. He can heavy spin if he wants to, but they're just going to go ahead and cap the kill out. Didn't need to burn the ultimate. So they pick up 2 kills. Again, Team Vamos getting punished on the positioning here.
Ooh. And costly punish is what I was looking for. It's mainly because of the Lord now being available for DFYG. At this stage in the game, 9 minutes in, you would want your Yi Jin to be in action. You would want your Harith to be contributing to the team fights, but as it stands, it was not the case. DFYG are now winning by so much they even dodge Miss Barrett's ultimate. The Lord is gonna march into the top lane for DFYG. And that means that they can actually collect another turret here in the bottom lane.
Okay. The Lord's going to be up here to deal with up on that top side for Team Vamos. These 2-2s are going to fall here. They're facing a deficit of nearly 5,000 or 6,000 gold. Holy Defense Shield's still up, but these are most likely going to pop. A Feathered Airstrike going to be used. I'll clear that wave out. Right now, DFYG looking to knock on the base turrets here of Team Vamos. I just don't think they're ready to fight yet. It doesn't seem like Notco is able to go ahead and be that much of a threat in these fights on the Harith. So the waves will be cleared slowly but surely as that Lord makes its way up top. We're going to see some shields being popped here.
Win forward. Be looking at Zakif actually having to back out of there with the Lord being pushed. Look at this. The Feathered Airstrike preemptively used for the finish, but a good so-called teamwork. Oh, nice with the jump.
And the jump in. Oh, E1 could be in trouble. Notco able to go ahead and convert a kill, but the rest of the team is forcing a fight that they don't want to take here without Notco. Mountain Shock are going to be used. And without E1, DFYG could be in a bad position here. They're going to have to get away. Zekif, top of the conceal, given the call. He doesn't have the Fatal Links, though, so he's just trying to slow them down and keep them away from the base. So DFYG off the first Lord. We'll just get that one base turret.
And all things considered, I know that this will sound crazy, but I think that's DFYG happy with that trade. They just sacrificed their mid laner. They have a lot of battle spells gonna be ready in the future, and they've pushed the top lane turret. That means that they are gonna be holding on to their 5,000 gold lead. Obviously, we don't want to lose anyone on the siege, but DFYG just losing one of their heroes, I think that's overall good for a Chinese squad right now in order for them to eventually take over this game. And this squad is now very happy about what's happening.
Okay. I'm not sure if he was going to follow through with that or not. Little defensive items being picked up here, though, too. Z picking up the Athena shield to help with some of that burst coming down from Yi1. So one of the main problems is surviving that Feathered Airstrike once it's dropped down, not being too low. A Holy Crystal now locked in for Notco too. You could say he has been online, but even more so now with a Holy Crystal. It's like they just want to go for this fight, see if they can bait something out. The Lord is coming up though, so they want to maintain their ultimates and battle spells while they can. Still 20 seconds on some of these flickers for Team Vamos. That's going to be crucial for them. So if they can delay this Lord take by DFYG, that might be able to go ahead and even out the grounds to secure it. Already starting up. Feathered Airstrike going to be dropped down again. Burning things through. Arrow 404 there. Zed dropping down. He already used the Golden Hour, and now Fish God might be in a bad position. Jumps back in. Is able to take out Cloncoon, but the rest of the team fight's going to fight off into the jungle, and they take another route, and that's Notco. 3 fall for Team Vamos, and DFYG will go ahead and take this Lord.
And that was such a good way to approach a team fight for TFYG. Typically, when you see a Yu Zhang as well as the Akai, you're tempted to put all of your eggs in one basket and combine the crowd control of the Yuzhong as well as the Akai to set up for one another. But this time they staggered it. They put the Yuzhong into the backlines to force out the eventual kill onto Nako. And of course, to zone out where Era 404 was. And then the front lines now being worked on by Zhao Shui as well as Long. This coordination coming out from DFYG is so good that actually started with the dual mid. It's the E1 Farsa with the Z Marcel that actually allowed for DFYG to just win the front to back against Team Vamos. And now they are going to be collecting the benefits of what they did. The Lord is marching up top. They're quickly pushing the bottom lane as well, so that this might be a three-pronged attack in terms of the minion waves for DFYG. And how about this? Zaykeef, aggressive on his positioning, but is too far away from the fight and will now be found out by DFYG.
Predator strike already dropped down. Loong trying to find his own opening. It looks like they want to take this turret down. I'm surprised they weren't able to go ahead and convert it. Meanwhile, Lord's being worked on. So DFYG, if they can't get another turret down, it's not going to result into much off this Lord take. Off of a team fight that they constructed and won. 1 HP on that turret. There's the conceal. You're going to look for this play right here. They're all fighting for it. Black Dragon form going to be used already. Heavy spin as well in the defense. Notco bobbing and weaving through that Zaman force. He's dropped so low. He was trapped into the golden hour. The rest of the team, though, tanky as hell. Can they defend without Notco? Right now, holding on to the one base turret in the mid lane. They're still okay. Leading up in that front side. The stuns come through. They're trying to delay this. Daytona's welcome into the wall. They're going to lock him down. There's a Thundering Wrath. Z is gone, though. And still, Zhao is able to survive. A Feathered Airstrike comes through. And now they might want to push here. They're quite low, but Loong still has full health. The rest of the team, Team Vamos, with their lives on the line of the tournament. There's the flicker forward. They go with Snapshot. They force them to the fountain. They're just trying to clear out the minions. The base is going to be locked on, and DFYG will send out Team Vamos of Games of the Future in Game 3.
What a siege coming out from DFYG, forcing some ultimates, so forcing errors essentially against their opponents, and eventually were able to make it. U1 was phenomenal, so was the golden hour that we saw coming out from Zed. Eventually, the coordination from all of the members of Team DFYG is so good. Unfortunately for